I'm in the basement of the Cherry Avenue house on Friday, July 26th. Um, I this basement gets pretty wet, so wanted to try to keep the water. There was already a sump and a pump in here. The pump was bad, so I replaced the pump. It pumps out well, pumps it all the way up the wall and out the side of the house. And it's funny, they had the drain pipe that goes out the side of the house pointed at the bottom of the concrete pad that the pillar was sitting on for the two-story front porch, so it's eroded all the dirt away from that and caused it problems. So even though we had good intentions, things can still go wrong for you. But they put the sump pump in, but they were causing other problems with it. But this is a pretty wet basement. There was really no French drain in it. It just comes in through the side holes under the concrete pad. I did find some really old, I guess they were like clay pipe drains, so they had to be very, very old under this area along the edge of the house. They were completely clogged with clay mud, and hardly any water was getting through that. It was just coming underneath of it probably and making its way into the sump and a little bit pumped out, but mostly the basement just stayed wet. Also on the outside, they had the downspout drains were just aimed right into the house. One was aimed right at this corner, and you can see where water's been just draining in down the walls. So terrible situation all around. I've redirected everything outside as way that I can. We excavated the yard, and so we'll have much better drainage away from the house there because the backyard was just sloped right into the house, so much better. But so anyway, I wanted to also add this French drain in the basement, so I carved out a foot wide by a foot deep trench. There's really no concrete in this one corner of the basement. It looks like someone had cut it or they never poured it all, but really a good quarter of the basement's not really concrete, just dirt and shale. So we dug that out. That was pretty easy, and then we busted through the concrete with the concrete breaker hammer I bought, and then also busted through it over here. So we went all the way up into there. There's really, the water kind of ends that I've seen coming in from rain kind of ends over here, but I went a little beyond that. So below this river rock that I put in, there's a corrugated perforated pipe to get the water that comes up from under the ground and directs it down through the open channel into the sump and out the house. And then I'm going to put the 3 inches of concrete on top of this gravel tomorrow and finish this thing off, and also put the inch or so on top of this dirt section of the basement to just finish that off, so at least the whole basement will be some concrete to it. But I can't go real deep there because it's really just compacted dirt, but I can get probably a skim or inch or so, 3/4 of an inch maybe on it, and I'll do that tomorrow. And then there's some other spots, low spots in the basement here like this, that I'm just going to add a skim, an inch of concrete on to level it up all along the wall here. And then this basement should stay dry. It really stays pretty dry. This corner's wet. I mean, you know, it's never going to be like a finished basement, but, you know, as far as having, you know, the water heater and the furnace and things down here, no problem. You could even use it for storage. This water here is from that faucet in the corner. The guys were using it today when they were doing drywall, so that's why it's wet down here now. It's actually been pretty dry outside anyway, so I'm sure the basement would be all dry if they hadn't been using the faucet. But yeah, so that's my plan for tomorrow. I'm gonna concrete that over, and I even bought me a little mixer to help with that. Never used it, so just put it together last night. Very hard to put together, it took me like 2 hours. But it'll mix a bag of concrete, maybe a bag and a half at a time. And then I can more easily get it prepped to go in the channel here. It shouldn't take me too long. That's what I'm doing tomorrow. Whew. So also we're having drywall finishing up in the next few days, probably midweek next week. And then I'll be painting after that, soon after that. So hopefully by the end of next week, we'll have everything painted, especially the kitchen here, because we want to go ahead and put in the cabinets so that they can be measured for the countertops. So that's the next step after we get this painted, is getting the kitchen cabinets in. I just brought this vanity, got it in here all by myself, very heavy. There's another one out there, but I'm waiting for Amy to come help me with that one. So, but here you can see they skimmed the plaster. Looks very good. I'm surprised how good it's come out. They haven't even finished it yet. They just really put the skim coat on. Haven't really sanded it down, but it looks pretty good. I mean, these walls were very rough, and the ceiling in here was so rough they had to actually put drywall over it. But the walls are going to turn out great, I can tell. So yeah, he's got the 3/8 in around that. Oh, it's going to turn out nice, very nice. See what he did in here. Yeah, they skimmed these walls. These are all plaster under here. Skim them, and they'll be finishing them in the next few days, early next week. I think he skimmed the ceiling. They didn't put drywall in here. This one must not have been so bad. They were able to skim it, the plaster, and then they're going to finish it. I think they did that upstairs as well. But then all these closets, everything new has new drywall. So this closet's new drywall. Here's the laundry room and the master bath. It's all new drywall. And of course the kitchen where we just were is all new drywall. Most of the upstairs though is not new drywall except the bathroom. They did some, we did have to cover a lot of the walls there. And then I'm putting in a beam to remove that piece of wall that's really not bearing much load, but it's at the end of the joist, so I have to replace, put a beam in there to replace that. So they are finishing upstairs. Drywall is all done, and then they're skimming all the plaster.